Welcome to Creative Living, where we help you live your most creative life. I'm Jane Klaus. Believe it or not, the school year is winding down, and that means graduations. So today we're getting into a celebratory mood. But before we get the party started, let's see what's coming up on the show. I'll show you some graduation party ideas for your graduate. And we talk to the experts at Auto Trader about some of the best cars for grads. Plus, we head to Nevada to see all the recreational activities they have to explore. All that and more on this episode of Creative Living. One popular and very generous gift for your new grad is a car, but what kind of vehicle do you buy? Joining us with more details is the executive editor of Auto Trader, Brian Moody. Hey, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's so great to have you here, and it's fun to talk about buying a car. How can graduates narrow down their search when they start shopping?
So there's a couple things you should consider. If you're a recent college grad, for example, you're probably going to you want something economical. So think about things like fuel economy, price. Think about whether or not you want to buy a new car or not. Also, if you're buying a car for, say, your high school grad, there is one thing to consider that most people don't really think about. Say they're going to go away to college, you want them to have a nice car. Make sure that where they're going, there's a lot of places to get that car serviced.
That is a great tip. Now, as we're going out to shop, maybe at a dealership or online, what kind of questions should we know to ask or things that we should know about before we even start?
So one of the things to know is how is the car going to be used? So are you going to be living in an area where it's snowy? Do you need to go off-road? Do you tow? These are things to ask for most people. If you're a recent college grad or say, you got your first job, maybe those things don't apply to you. But the way things are these days, people are doing more and more outdoorsy and adventure-y things. And what you want to do is make sure that your car can do all of that with you.
What are your top selections for, say, a new graduate or even a first-time buyer?
Yeah, so there's a couple of cars that they should be looking at that are, they have that combination of reliability and usefulness. So the Hyundai Santa Fe is a good one. It's a small SUV. Also, a lot of these cars are good both new and used. So consider something like a Toyota Prius. It's a hybrid. It gets amazing fuel economy. It's good for trips. It's good for in the city, and they're usually low priced. Also, the Honda Civic. Honda Civics are just great cars, no matter what. Again, new or used, a Honda Civic is going to be great. New ones are a little bit nicer than maybe, say, a used car. Also, if you're looking to get an electric car, there's a couple that are sort of affordable, and that would be the Chevrolet Bolt and the Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf is one of the most affordable all-electric cars that you can get, but make sure, like we said before, make sure you have a place to charge up.
Let's talk about the difference, and you talked about this, new, used, or pre-owned certified. So tell us the differences between a new, used, and pre-owned certified car.
Right, so a used car is just something that you would get from a classified, or maybe your neighbor is selling it. A new car, obviously, has never been owned by anybody else. You go down to the dealership, you get yourself a brand new car. It has that new car smell. You're gonna pay for that. Those cars are a little bit more expensive, but some people think that's totally worth it. In the middle is something we call certified pre-owned. And what that is a used car that's been taken in by a dealership. And what they do is they fix it, they clean it, and they apply certain, let's just say, fixes to it that the manufacturer requires. And then what you get is a manufacturer-backed warranty after you buy the car. So this car has been inspected, it's been detailed, it has the right safety equipment, all of those things for a certified pre-owned car. And you're going to get the remainder of the new car warranty, plus often, most of the time, an additional warranty on the engine and the powertrain. So that's kind of an in-between new and used way to go.
Where can viewers go for more info?
For more information, you can go to autotrader.com. We have tons of car reviews and advice on how to find the right car for you. And if you really want, you can click a box that will say, I only want to see cars where I do a test drive at home. I don't want to go to a dealership.
Brian, thank you so much for the great information.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, be sure to join us next month when Brian is with us again to talk about your must-have car tips for your summer road trips. Bring the fun, because they're the class of 2021. Yes, another year and another graduating class looking towards a bright future. So help the grad in your life celebrate with some easy DIY projects. And guess what? I've got a few ideas to get you inspired. A week before commencement day, host a cap decorating party. Gather up fabric markers, stencils, embellishments, and let the graduates create their own designs. Now, this is a great way to spot your student in a sea of grads on ceremony day, and it's also great for them to find their cap after they've tossed it in celebration. For the party, let's start with some smart decor to honor your grad. Print some photos and create personalized centerpieces. Use photos, the graduation year, lollipops, flowers, school colors, anything for a festive look. And you can put them on all the tables. And to give the theme even more personality, add the graduation year to the buffet table, using even more photos of the 4 years gone by. Just decoupage them onto cardboard numbers and let the decor tell the story. Okay, now that your party room is decorated, don't forget about the food. Create edible food toppers for cupcakes or mini sandwiches using peanut butter cups, chocolate squares, and candy string. Stick them into the food with paper straws, and that idea definitely graduates with honors. After your graduate marches at the ceremony dressed in that satiny gown and tasseled cap to grab their diploma, those caps and gowns will never be worn again. Yeah, kind of sad, but the gown doesn't have to be 21 and done. Given a new life as home decor. Turn the gown into a cozy pillow for the dorm or the new office, using the robe and a t-shirt from the school for the pillow cover. You can even give your guests an activity too. Have them jot down words of wisdom for the graduate. Use a large mason jar and the graduation cap as a cover. Put out paper, pens, and ribbon. And your guests can write down their wishes and then roll it up like a diploma and drop it in the jar. Graduation day is filled with gratitude for so many reasons, so let your grad say thank you to the guests with this clever candy giveaway. Fill a mason jar with mints and then write a little note that says, "Thank you for celebrating my commencement." All right, now it's your turn to get creative with a little inspiration and some imagination. You can give your graduation celebration a few touches of handmade and let your grad know that the tassel was worth the hassle. Congratulations, class of 2021. No matter how big your celebration is for your senior, think about creating a photo booth. You can hang some cute curtains for a backdrop or even add some decorative balloons, and then you have an area to take pictures to capture the moment. Even a selfie. Stick around, we've got more to come on Creative Living. If you're fed up with your tech gadgets, we can help stop your frustration. Plus, find out why a trip to Nevada should be on your must-do list. Nevada is a beautiful state, and with more than 24 state parks, there's no shortage of adventure. But before you hit the trails, make sure you recreate responsibly. With signature vibrancy, there's a good reason you've probably heard of places like the Valley of Fire and Red Rock Canyon. As those Nevada road trips bring you further into the Silver State, dozens more incredible outdoor recreation experiences reveal themselves, beckoning travelers to come see it for themselves. But before you come chasing Nevada's unspoiled horizons, learn how you can do your part to protect the places we love.
To recreate responsibly means to do your part to be a good steward of the places you're visiting. That means brushing up on state rules and regulations, living by the dirt road code, and leaving each place you visit in better condition than when you arrived. How can visitors recreate responsibly when they come to Nevada? Here are a few things we'd like travelers to consider when they're enjoying Nevada's unspoiled beauty. Stay on all trails, tracks, and roads. Know where you're headed. With so many unfenced landscapes, everything can feel like it's yours. But whether private or public, the land is owned or managed by a person or an agency. Respect no trespassing signs and brush up on the regulations of where you're headed before you arrive. Tread lightly. Whether you're off-roading, hunting, or target shooting, make sure you're operating motorized vehicles legally, safely, and responsibly. Leave no trace. Leave every place better than you found it. Check current fire restrictions. Fire season hits Nevada harder than ever these days, with catastrophic blazes started by campfire embers, vehicle undercarriages, hot bullet casings, and much more. Keep an eye out for wildlife. Finders does not mean keepers. Take all the photos you like, but leave every object, no matter how big or small, exactly where you found it for others to discover. Carry a full-size spare and know how to use it. Don't count on your phone to bail you out of a jam. Nevada's wild places are some of the country's most remote, located way out of cell service and far from help. Don't geotag. Sure, post your pictures, but don't make the ultimate faux pas by geotagging sensitive and secluded locations, particularly hot springs. Whether you're road tripping on our major highways or you're looking to dip a tire or two into Nevada back roads, get the scoop on how to move around the state safely and responsibly at travelnevada.com. It's been a long year and we know it's time for a little fun. Get out there and recreate responsibly as you travel Nevada.
If you don't know an Ethernet from a Wi-Fi, you're not alone. Technology can be complicated, and the folks at Groovy Tech have made it their mission to remove the frustration from tech.
Groovy Tech got started because we realized that there was an opportunity to be able to provide a service for folks and develop a resource for people to be able to turn to for patient and respectful help navigating their technology. We realized that the days of user manual and friendly help appear to be behind us. Groovy Tech offers services all anchored around the fact that we would like to be able to empower folks to be able to use technology independently and on their own terms. We offer in-home as well as over-the-phone one-on-one personal technology training sessions. Some of the ways we've been able to help folks during the pandemic have been working with people to be able to use communication applications more frequently and easily. So we work with folks with Zoom. We have an entire program dedicated to working from home and helping people make those adjustments, as well as staying at home. So if you're looking for help, ordering food, procuring services, staying informed and entertained, we've helped a lot of people with that during the pandemic. I will say that what went from sort of an elective notion of becoming more comfortable with your technology prior to the pandemic, we've really seen it become more and more essential for people to be able to navigate technology during these times. Groovy Tech works to take the frustration away from interfacing with technology. We'll work with people and teach them how to use different applications that they're being asked to use more and more these days, such as Zoom or FaceTime. And what's great is when you're working independently and one-on-one with a trainer, there's no stupid questions. There's no worry about, oh, do I have to ask this or do I have to learn this right away? We work with you individually, one-on-one, and we really do just go towards the same goals, and we don't come in with a specific agenda or timetable. The profile of a typical Groovy Tech client is, it's kind of hard to pigeonhole one way or the other, but I will say that we work with a lot of people who have experienced tremendous success in their life, and at this point they don't know who to turn to without maybe getting an eye roll or maybe being made to feel inadequate in that space. So it's really people, we have clients that have been heads of law firms, CEOs of companies, lots of different prestigious positions, but the commonality is that there's a desire to connect and to understand how to utilize technology independently and on their own terms. Groovy Tech has many different opportunities for training sessions and programs. For example, our 3-for-2 program is very, very popular and very, very well received because we're able to work with somebody for at least 3 hours in different sessions. And in doing that, you develop momentum, you're able to move on, you're able to tackle frustrations, and ultimately move to a place of much more comfort interfacing with your technology. You can get in touch with Groovy Tech any time of the day if you go to groovytechwithak.com. We also have an incredible dedicated customer care team. They are always very friendly, and they can help you through any of the options, any of the scheduling, any questions you may have that are all related to how to get into the mix and start working with the Groovy Tech family.
One way to help out a small business and up your food game for your graduation party is to hire a taco truck. It gives the guests delicious grub, and it takes the pressure off you to make it. And let's face it, who doesn't love tacos? Let's see what's next on Creative Living. We go to Louisiana to visit with Manual Builders, and we fire up the grill with Mr. Sizzle for some grad party food. The right food can make or break a party, and with a bunch of hungry graduates, you can't go wrong with a barbecue. So joining us today with the grilling lowdown is Mr. Sizzle himself, Rod McConnell from Midwestern Meats. Hey, Rod.
Hello, Jane. So good to be here with you to talk about graduation and the kids and barbecue.
I love it. So tell us, why is barbecue such a good option for a graduation party?
Jane, there's several reasons. Number one, on the barbecue, it's easy to prepare. I'm all about easy. Make it easy. Number two, it's easy to hold. People don't think about holding the food hot. That's what makes catering. It's got to be hot. So you got to make it hot. What's easy? Once you get it out of your oven or you make it hot, you put it in the container, it stays hot. So it's really easy. But Jane, the number one reason why you do barbecue for graduation, everybody loves barbecue.
Win, win, win. We love
Yes.
that. And tell me, what is the winning situation for the types of meats we should serve at our barbecue?
Jane, the winning situation based on my experience is barbecue pork. Everybody loves barbecue pork. It's beautiful, it's easy, it's just, everybody likes it, right? But you gotta back it up, Jane, because that's not the 99%er. There's always a few people. So just do barbecue chicken. Do barbecue chicken as your backup. Always have 2 items.
When we're talking about the types of barbecue that we want to serve, what about ribs? Are ribs okay to tackle at a graduation party, or maybe we should steer clear of ribs?
You know what, Jane? I'm a fan of ribs, and I don't think you should steer clear unless it's a huge party. But here's what you can do with baby back ribs. Let me show you. So you cut them up, right? You individualize those baby back ribs. So here's my baby backs right here. So each person, you get about 2 or 3 ribs. So it depends on the economics of it. Ribs are a little more expensive, but a rib has 12 ribs in it. So if you buy a rack of ribs, there's 4 servings per rib approximately with 3 each, right? So that's going to make you understand at $24 for that rack, $8 a person. If that's what you want to spend, you go with ribs.
All right, so now we've got the meat covered. What about side dishes?
You know, Jane, I believe in simplicity. So of course, baked beans, got to do baked beans, right? Baked beans are the best. And coleslaw, big coleslaw fan. Now, I'm going to give advice on the coleslaw. Go with a sweet coleslaw. Try to find a sweet coleslaw. Vinegar-based coleslaws, you just don't have that as high as percentage of success. A coleslaw. And then what I was talking about earlier, easy. Watch this, Jane. Coleslaw's ready. You know, it's just so easy, so good. Jane, one of my favorites, it's unique, is corn salad. Unique and easy, and people are going to come to the line, they're going to see it, and they're going to go, what's that? Then they're going to go home and make it the next day, Jane, I guarantee you. Corn, avocado, bacon, cilantro, green onion. So simple, but so good.
So, Mr. Sizzle, this is where the big question is. When we're talking about planning for the party, what's the formula about how much meat to have on hand for the guests?
You know, Jane, ideally you have 1/3 of a pound a person when it comes to a barbecue. When it comes to your sides, you can go 1 to 4, 1 to 5 per pound because they won't get as much of the sides. So if you think of those numbers, if you buy a pork butt and you're going to go home and cook it, well, the pork butt's going to shrink down half. Then you're going to have your meat that's left over, add sauce to it, add another pound, pound and a half. That's how you easily come up with your numbers. Very simple to do.
I love it, Mr. Sizzle. Great information. Thank you so much.
Right on, Jane. Eat better, everybody.
For more information, just head to their website. Don't go anywhere. Creative Living has much more coming your way. We visit with Manual Builders to see the latest in home building. Manual Builders is a staple in Louisiana, and this family-owned company has been building dream homes for more than 55 years.
Whenever you're thinking about planning an outdoor living space, you want to think about the purpose that you're going to use that space for. So if you like to sit around and watch a football game on a Saturday night, then maybe we do an outdoor fireplace like the one behind me. But if you're a big cook, then maybe we talk about putting a grill and a side burner or a sink outside. It's all about what you're going to use it for. I think the amount of people that come in wanting an outdoor space is really high. Everybody likes to be outside. We live in South Louisiana, so we want to spend time outside. Some of the major things that we see clients request for their outdoor spaces are gas grills, we have side burners, you've got built-in trash cans in the brick cabinetry with maybe a sink outside or a gas fireplace on the back patio. Definitely some ceiling fans because it gets very hot here. Outdoor living space always creates value. Equity is a tough question whenever you're talking about the real estate market and whenever things add value there, but whenever you're building a home, you want to build it for you, so it's all about the value that it creates for you and your family. I definitely see the outdoor living space continuing as a trend. Now that we're getting to a point where we can spend time with friends and family again, what we're going to want to do more than anything else is spend time on the back patio, relax, have some fun with our family and friends.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Creative Living. I'm Jane Klaus. I'll see you next time.